Hello everyone, thanks for tuning in today's second video. We're going to have a look at the weather next 10 to 14 days for today's second video. So, day 10 will take us around the 15th of September. We'll be able to extend out beyond that. It's study GFS and ECM ensembles. They run to around a couple of weeks. So, have a look at CFSB2 at the end of the video. The next 4 weeks take us into the beginning of October. Weekend forecast has been released. That's your detailed weekend look at, as always, on a Saturday. All looking very, very typical for September. But have a look at weekend forecast and see what's going on. I'll talk you through what's happening tomorrow at the start of the video. Going to be a very big day at GavsWeatherVids tomorrow. Winter updates are... well, this is Winter Updates Eve, I suppose. This is the eve of the first Winter update. And I'll talk you through what's happening tomorrow at the end of the video. Right, so let's start off in Tropical Atlantic. We've got 3 disturbance areas. We've got Omar. Omar is still there in the northern part of the Tropical Atlantic. So Omar is a tropical depression. It's tropical depression Omar, giving maximum sustained winds of 35 miles per hour. Clicking on Omar, we can see that it's going to become a post-tropical depression as it moves northwards over the weekend. So by sort of early tomorrow, it's down to post-tropical and it's to the south of Iceland as a post-tropical depression. Right, we've also got this yellow X just here. So that is disturbance 1 with a 10% chance of cyclone formation in the next 48 hours. And a 10% chance in the next 5 days. It doesn't look like that's going to do anything in particular. But we've also got disturbance 2, which has a 50% chance of cyclone formation in the next 2 days, and a 90% chance in the next 5 days. This is going to become a tropical depression. So they're saying a tropical wave and area of low pressure located over the eastern tropical Atlantic continues to produce a large area of disorganized showers and thunderstorms. Gradual development of this system is expected while it moves westward to northwestward, and a tropical depression is likely to form late this weekend or early next week when the system reaches the central tropical Atlantic. That's our next one. That's going to be the next one. So we shall wait and see what happens with that as we go into next week. CT for September is looking like this. So the central temperature is currently standing provisionally at 14.8. It's an anomaly of 0.2 degrees above average, so almost bang on average really. That's provisional up to the 4th of September. So at the moment, very, very average. That's probably going to lift up early next week and get quite warm for a couple of days next week, and then it will drop away, I think, later next week. So at the moment, everything's looking very, very sort of averagey for early September. These are the 500 millimile height anomaly flow charts of Penn State University for the next week to 10 days as we get us to around the 14th of September, so heading to the middle part of the month. We've got the Ecmwf on the top, with GFS, which in a moment is on the bottom. So blue is extrapolating to below average height, which is low pressure, yellow, orange and red to above average height, which is high pressure. You can see that with the Ecm, we've got a deep area of low pressure over and to western country, a strong westerly jet stream coming across the Atlantic, rather like that. Yeah, it's looking very unsettled, that, and quite cool as well. You'll look at the generic charts in a moment, but that does look unsettled, autumnal, wet and windy as we're moving into the middle of September. The GFS is very similar, but low pressure is further northward. So it is sort of westerly, it is a bit unsettled, but it's not as unsettled as the ECM because the trough of low pressure is centred further north. But they look like they're both trending unsettled for mid-September to me. These are GFS upper air temperature and precipitation ensembles for the next couple of weeks. The red line is a 30-year upper air temperature average for London at Old West Central. We're starting off below average at most. It's actually rather cool with the upper air temperatures right now. They're going to lift up through the early part of next week. So through the early part of next week, yes, it is going to become quite warm, and then they fall away around the middle to second half of next week. Then after that, through the middle part of September, second half of the month, just looking very, very close to average. We have got some warmer ensemble members up here, but we've got an equal number, or maybe slightly more actually, of cooler ensemble members down there. Overall, I think it looks rather average from mid-month to the second half of September. Precipitation-wise, quite a lot of dry weather coming up over the next week. This is for London, remember, will be more unsettled further north and west from around like next weekend onwards, turning more unsettled. And so the middle and into second half of September does look rather more unsettled with showers or maybe even some longer spells of rain. Temperature anomalies from the 5th to the 13th of September going to be around or maybe ever so slightly below average. Precipitation anomalies from the 5th to 13th of September going to be generally drier than average. It's going to be quite a dry week coming up. Any change to unsettled weather is in around a week's time or just over a week's time. This is how the latest wind flow map looks from earthnullschool.net. Yes, low pressure is out in the Atlantic, but we are actually sort of breaking the westerly flow a little bit. See how these wind arrows coming in across the Atlantic are just sort of breaking a little bit as they're coming into the country. I tell you, the jet stream is weakening and there is a ridge forming through here. There is a bit of a ridge through there, and so we are going to go into a drier interlude, although at the moment low pressure is still in control. I think we are going to go into a drier interlude, more particularly so for more southern parts of the country. Right, so this is how the UK Met is looking for Tuesday. So high pressure to the south, low pressure is to the north. We're bringing a westerly. There's going to be a lot of dry weather for England and Wales on Tuesday. A little bit showery further north. And going to be quite warm down in the south as well. We get through to Wednesday, and the high pressure pulling it out into the Atlantic a little bit better. Cold fronts coming in from the northwest. That will cool the temperature down and probably bring a band of rain too. However, high pressure still more or less stays in control through much of next week. Not until around Friday. This is Friday the 11th, as far as we go with the UK Met. It's not until Friday, but we begin to see the high pressure starting to weaken. Lower pressure developing to the northwest of Scotland. And so, yeah, by the time you get through to Friday, signs begin to go a little bit more unsettled. Map trend probably continues through next weekend. Let's pick it up with the GFS. So again, Miss Hammer GFS is looking for Tuesday. Dry in the south, a little bit unsettled up in the north, and it will be potentially very warm if sun comes out for long enough down in the south on Tuesday. Wednesday, here comes that cold front moving in from northwest, brings a weakening band of rain, and behind that the air cools down. That's high pressure as we go through Thursday to Friday, but within a cooler air mass, so the nights in particular will be quite cool by the time we get through to the end of the week. Heading to weekend, it gradually starts to turn more unsettled, so it begins to get wet and windy to the north and the west over the weekend, but the south should be mostly dry still. However, as we move up towards daytime, it starts to turn unsettled for all of us. As trough low pressure comes in from the northwest, and that will bring showers or longer spells of rain through many parts of the country. Temperatures taking a tumble as well. Remember, GFS is quite unsettled then, really, as we go on into the extended range. Yeah, but the GFS is looking quite unsettled with low pressure in control. That is the remains of a tropical storm or hurricane, by the way, just there. And it's all just looking rather low pressure dominated as we get through to the end of the GFS 6N, which gets us to the 21st of September. So around the middle of September, it looks like autumn is descending. GM looks like that. So again, a ridge of high pressure for the south on Tuesday, mainly dry and quite warm up in, mainly dry in the south, more unsettled, more showery up in the north. We get through into Wednesday to Thursday, and we're dropping this cold front in from the northwest. That will start to introduce cooler air. Still a lot of dry weather around though through to the end of the week, but then low pressure breaking through. A little bit more unsettled actually for the weekend with the GM. So yeah, by Saturday we are all under that area of low pressure, and then the GM just looks generally unsettled really right the way up to day 10. Again, this is the remains of a tropical storm or hurricane type feature moving into the North Atlantic there as well. And then we've got the Ecmwf, and this how the ECM is looking for Tuesday, mainly dry and potentially very warm down in the south, a little bit more showery up in the north. Then in comes the cold front, lowers the temperature from Wednesday to Thursday, but it will still be mainly dry with plenty of fine weather. From around Friday onwards, low pressure taking over. Look at this very quick flip from high pressure to low pressure by next weekend. Actually looking very unsettled. This is Sunday, 13th of September, a week tomorrow. Very wet and windy. Actually, you'll say a little bit stormy. And definitely an autumnal flavour to the weather there with the ECM. Those unsettled conditions, low pressure dominated conditions continue right the way through to day 10, which is Tuesday the 15th of September. This is rainfall forecast based on that ECM run from Meteo.com. So initially, most of the showers sort of more towards the north, where we've got longer spells of rain too. A lot of dry weather to come down in the south, rain coming and going up in the north. But then we get through to like next weekend, and this is when the true breakdown happens. It starts to turn very unsettled then. Lots of heavy rain across the whole country there as we get through to 12th of September. That's a week tomorrow, I think, possibly. Maybe not, but it turns very, very unsettled. Deep low pressure rain coming in. This is a week tomorrow, I think, 13th of September. Actually looks a little bit stormy with that area of low pressure next Sunday. Just getting more bouts of rain coming through there then as we get up towards day 10, looks like we set up a very wet spell actually across England and Wales with a couple of days of persistent heavy rain. So yeah, very autumnal ECM from around next weekend onwards. These are the options on the table within the ECM ensembles today for day 10, which gets us to the 15th of September. We have 21 members of the ECM ensembles, including the control room that has low pressure out to the northwest and high pressure still clinging on to the east. And so it will be a little bit unsettled in the north and west, but south and east probably quite dry. However, we have 17 just here that look very unsettled. Look at this deep low pressure over the top of the country. This includes the operational room as well, by the way. Deep low pressure over top of the country. They're going to be very, very unsettled indeed. And then, if we get rid of all that, have 13 again just here. Have low pressure extending in from the north and east. Not quite as deep with the low as the 17 here, but nevertheless, they're both unsettled. So if we put the 17 together there with the 13 together there, the ECM ensembles are favouring, can you believe it, autumnal weather for the middle of September. In 2 weeks' time, these are the options that we're going to have on the table. This gets us to the 20th of September. 11 members of the ECM ensembles then, with low pressure bringing in westerly winds. Another 11 with low pressure to the north, high pressure to the south. That's going to be westerly, but for southern areas could be quite dry. Another 11 with low pressure to our north and northeast. Winds are in from the northwest, southeast. Trajectory cool and unsettled there. 9 with high pressure to our north, low pressure to our south. Winds will be in from the east with that, and the low pressure south could be threatening a bit of thunder. 7 with low pressure over top of the country and out to the northwest, and then 2 with deep low pressure over the country blocking up towards Scandinavia. That can be very wet and very cool scenario as well. I think the ECM ensembles are shifting towards autumnal weather from the middle of September and possibly lasting beyond that. Finally, the 7th of the 2, these are 500 millibar heights broken down into week periods. The first week period is going to take us from the 5th to the 11th of September. The coming week is going to be unsettled with low pressure to our northeast, high pressure to the west-northwest, winds from northwest-southeast direction. So most unsettled in the north, mainly dry down in south, probably turning more unsettled everywhere by the end of the week. Then we go to a very unsettled spell for week 2. This is the 12th to the 18th of September. Deep low pressure through the country. Look at that. Deep low pressure is through the country, bringing a lot of wet and unsettled weather. Where should we go next? We go there. So week 3 looks like this. It's the 19th, 25th of September with a shallow area of low pressure to our northeast. A ridge is out to the west. Winds are going to be coming in northwest, southeast. So not quite as unsettled there, but it would be rather cool. And then we go through to week 4, which is the 26th of September, 2nd of October. Signs a little bit of northern blocking. Signs of high pressure ridging up towards Greenland. The trough is moving into northern Scandinavia. Winds are going into the northwest to possibly slightly north. That would be reasonably dry, I would have thought. The Atlantic is blocked, but it could be quite cold, actually. And by early October, we may even be talking about air frost levels of cold with that kind of scenario. So yeah, all looking rather interesting, I have to say. Okay, so that's it for your 10 to 14 day video update for today. In fact, that's it for all of today's videos. Channel members, you've got a live stream coming up at 5 o'clock this afternoon, so I'll see you there. But otherwise, that's it for the videos for today. Now, tomorrow we've got a very, very, very exciting day coming up. We are on the eve of Winter Updates. This is Winter Updates Eve today. Tomorrow will be the day that we release the first Winter 2020-21 update part 1. We are splitting the winter updates into 2. So part 1 will be released tomorrow. That's going to be at 2 o'clock. It'll be a premiere, and released as a premiere on the YouTube channel. Then it'll be released across all GavsWeatherVids platforms after that. It'll be focusing on things like sea surface temperature anomalies, what's happening with the developing La Nina, hurricane activity, Eurasian snow cover, although there won't be much happening there because it's so early in the season, and so on. So we'll be focusing on all of that sort of stuff in part 1. Part 2, which will be released on Monday night at 8 PM, that also is a premiere. That one will be focusing on the analogues, and I'll tell you in in part 1 tomorrow what the analogs will be, but we'll be focusing on in part 2. So yeah, it's all getting very exciting. Here we go again. Countdown to another winter begins tomorrow with the first winter update part 1. Hopefully I'll see you for the premiere at 2 p.m. tomorrow afternoon. There'll also be a live stream at 6 p.m. tomorrow evening. No doubt we'll discuss the winter update part 1, and we will also, I'm quite sure, we'll be looking at CFSV 2 and also CanSits for winter 2020-21. So that can be a really great live stream, and that'll be from 6 o'clock. But before then, we've got our first winter update part 1 coming up. So buckle up, buckle yourself in. Here we go again. We are off and running, or almost off and running. We're on the starting grid, I suppose, in pole position. We're revving up, getting ready to go. And tomorrow at 2 p.m. we shall be off. So hopefully I'll see you then. For today's video, so that's all for now, and thanks for watching.